Hmm. All right, Reagan, I see you're there. Can you hear me? See, there are a lot of people here. I just can't figure out why I can't get my hover cam back up. It was there. Are you able to type in, or can you guys? Okay, you can hear me. Can you see anything? Hmm. You can see my Zoom screen. Okay. And for whatever reason, but you can't see, so I don't know how to fix this. Okay, so there's that. Let's see if this will work now. Okay, now we're cooking with oil. Now, can you see my hover cam? Awesome. Okay, I have no idea. It went away and then I went to start and couldn't figure it out. Okay, so I appreciate all of you guys showing up today because I want to make sure I've got our group chat up. There's only right now 7 of you here, but I do have the group chat up in case you guys don't want to unmute yourself to talk. I have you muted right now, just so that I don't hear you guys eating breakfast or whatever, because I know this morning that was an issue. Someone was eating cereal while we were chatting. I did not receive any questions from anyone via email. So I want to make sure that if you have any questions, you can ask right now. I do know that some of you have finished all of your no-re questions. Some of you have finished all of your ENC pages as well. So I just want to make sure that if you have any additional questions, we used our Zoom chat because it is live in real time, and I could answer any and all of your questions that you have, at least in real time, and I don't have to wait the 20 seconds. If you don't have any questions, this will be unfortunately a very short meeting. I wanted to make sure that the no-re issues, if there were any left, because I know the inputting of your answers was delicate, but I do want to make sure just in case we still have any questions. In no-re, I did put into our Google Classroom last night. I did put in a document that kind of explained And I want to show you that real quick. Hopefully you guys can see that. Do you see the no reassignment on the screen right now? All right. So just to make sure that what I have here is we had some people having issues with how did I know I was done. I don't know how yours shows up on your screen. I know what it looks like for me, and I made sure I cut off names over here. But what this shows in this first column for me is the percentage completed, not what your score is, but the percentage completed. So if there were 10 questions and somebody was at a 60%, that means they've completed 6 of the 10 questions. Whether that is after a couple tries, because I know that if you don't get it right the first time, they'll prompt you to watch a video or go step by step, try again. So you get multiple opportunities. But you can see where it says 100% completed means that's the percentage of the questions completed. And I know that you can see that when you click on each of the individual questions, it kind of lights up if they're completed. This other column here shows us what the scores are. Now, again, all I'm looking for is passing. I get that that bar is, I don't want to say pretty low, considering passing would be a 60%. But for the most part, I'm looking at scores that are well into what's the green range, which would be A's and B's. This one right here was not from your class, but I will tell you, just because it was 100% completed does not mean that we're going to get if this is where we ended up. And this was somebody who asked 0 questions of me this entire time, whether it be Zoom or live stream or email or even screenshots and sending them to me. So yeah, this was 100% completed, but only a 22% effective rate. It's not passing. It's far from passing. So please understand that you all would not fall into this, but this was then a conversation that I would have to have with that individual to see if any credit would be given, even though they did the work. What this kind of tells me is that someone was just clicking through. So just keep that in mind. You guys don't seem to have any issues. Most of us are getting A's on all of these. So just make sure that we recognize that what I'm looking for, again, is the 3 no reassignments are completion credits. So that was, let's zoom, there we go. That was the 8, 3, 8, 4, 8, 5 or 6. I can't remember what the numbers are. The Algebra 2 class has it differently. So those are 3 completion credits, and many of you have them done. I put them in, 2 of them already into PowerSchool just to kind of keep you up to date. I said that they weren't due until the 5th, the first one, and then the 12th for the others. But our benchmark was last Sunday and the Sunday prior. So it was the Sundays of our first week and second week. I'd like to see all of our no reassignments, again, the benchmark being ideally Friday, if not Sunday, and then make sure your E&C pages, the E&C pages would be graded per problem, and those are due no later than the 13th. No later than the 13th. So please make sure that if you get them, I know some of you have already started handing them in, just make sure you're confident with your answers. I haven't even touched them, I haven't graded them, so you don't have to worry about any of that. But just keep in mind that we want to make sure that those are. So it is 4 assignments right now. And then, like I said, after break, if we still have any issues, we'll do a quick review, and then you will have your test over the chapter. So I guess right now the question I have for you while we're all here live is for the 9 of you that are here, unmute yourself or type it in. Unmuting yourself would be wonderful. Do you prefer your test given after break? Or I know spring break means no work, but I guess the question is, would you like it ahead of time, knowing that we're really not going anywhere? I just know that I will be, because I have not stopped working from the time we went on this shutdown. I worked last night almost until 11:30. So it's, I think, harder for me to be doing this from home than it is for me to be in the classroom doing this. So I guess the question is would you want your tests early or just wait and completely unplug over spring break and then have your test the week we come back? It would be given on Monday and it would be due by that Friday.
I personally would like to have the test after spring break.
Okay. And I'm good with that. Like I said, I just want feedback because I know some people would prefer it. I personally would just like to completely unplug and not have to worry, but I'm good with after, and that would essentially be our first grade of the fourth quarter. So it would not get included in the third quarter grade. Just be aware of that. I suppose I should have said that ahead of time. So is anybody opposed to just waiting till after break? Okay. So what I'll do is, if I could figure out, I might send a survey out today, again, using my Google Classroom capabilities. We'll see how that works. And maybe I'll just take a look. Well, school, we have already discussed, Ava, school isn't getting canceled. That is something that's been widely talked about. It is, especially for those of us that are already ahead of the curve, at least what I was told on Monday and what I've been hearing, at least from press conferences, school doesn't get canceled per se. So I'd be careful with that. I think one of the issues, and I'll speak because somebody brought it up in our faculty meeting, it talks in one of the governor's press conferences and one of the released bills that they just put through, how the new House bill that they ratified, the school report cards that they're talking about that aren't going to be issued are not student report cards. School report cards are the ones where they go into the in the newspaper. It talks about, for instance, Lorraine City Schools was graded an F, and that's because of attendance and state testing and overall test scores and a lot of information that goes into the school district's report card, where Vermilion was overall, the high school, the middle school, we ended up with a C average because of our attendance and our test scores. But the report cards that they're talking about are not student report cards. So I'm not sure if that's an issue that what you're referring to. As of right now, we have discussed at our faculty meetings how we're moving forward for quarter 4. So, and I know that that was something that other districts have looked to us as to how we've been communicating with you guys. So that I don't know if school gets canceled, what that means, because as far as I've been informed, we're moving into fourth quarter. So unless there is a change from the governor, that would be where I'm moving forward into quarter 4. You would just have, for me, grade-wise, I would think quarter 4 would probably be our best grade average, at least in geometry, because I'm not going to change the way we do things. For every chapter, you will have no reassignments that will be completion credit. You will have a written assignment and a test. So it would offer quite a good opportunity to do very well. So that may also make you a little bit more comfortable, Ava. So I'll put out a survey just to see what the results are from my end. And then we'll go from there. Like I said, it would be the first grade of the fourth quarter. So if I'm looking correctly, if grades are due April 17th of the week we get back for quarter three, I would essentially give the Monday, whether it be Zoom or live stream, we would end up having a test review that Monday. That Monday, I would then give you the test, and I would expect it back, we would say, by the 20th. So a full 7 days for you to make sure that you can get that back. So that would be at least the time frame that I was thinking about. That does not mean I don't move forward with other material. That just means that you have a week to get the test back to me. I just will not go over questions on the test like I have with the E&C questions or the no-read questions. The test would be all on your own. Make sure you show all of your work, so on and so forth. Any other questions that you have on the no reassignments, on the E&C pages? I'm looking to see if I have anything emailed to me. I do not. Anything else to kind of clear up and... Ooh, Livia. Yes, what did Livia do? I don't know. Livia raised...
Hi, are our is it too late to turn in our test correction?
No, you absolutely can. As I get them, I'm grading them and I'm putting them in the grade book. So anything, whether it be late work, test corrections, whatever you need to get into me, make sure you take pictures of. Try to do, try to make sure that you hold the camera still. I know that sounds so silly. I've had 1 or 2 people send me, and it has been quite difficult to decipher. And thankfully, by zooming in, I'm able to kind of figure out what's going on. But yeah, take pictures. If you have a scanner at your house, because some houses have printers, I don't. You can even scan it in and email it to me, but I think our cell phones are doing a wonderful job. Most everybody, I know somebody sent me their E&C pages this morning and said it's a little rough, and I was able to see everything very well. So it was much, much nicer. So I wouldn't be, yeah, anything you want, hand it in. Email it, I'll grade it and get it in the grade book. Any other questions? Just be aware that even though you will walk out of here, and they heard me say that, you do not need to come in here and ask me those questions. Sorry, someone's looking for attention. So as of, I know that we talked about the fourth quarter, just because our shutdown has been extended by the governor does not mean school has stopped. So just know that we are still going to be learning remotely like this, but it will be that we're still teaching. That has not stopped just because our shutdown has been extended. Again, we're in a position where we're so much better off than a lot of other districts because we have the capability of our computers being at home and us having practiced essentially every day with our online sources using Google Classroom for information and so on and so forth. So just keep that aware. But yeah, up until, honestly, up until the 17th, if you have anything that you need to get to me, just be aware that because those E&C pages are due no later than the 13th, if anything comes in now later than the 13th, points will be deducted. So if you're asking about test corrections and that kind of stuff, yeah, get it to me ASAP. But these things, we need to make sure that we are holding on to those due dates. You've had the opportunity at home to do so. So I'm trying to keep things pretty limited with how much we're giving. Any other questions? All right. If, from what it looks like, there does not seem to be any actual questions on material. So as of right now, Friday, we will not meet. If you think that you need me, I can do a Zoom session on Friday and I can go over any questions that you have. Otherwise, I would expect to see that request. Email me that request if you think it's needed. Otherwise, I don't have a plan for us to meet on Friday. I would just have Friday as a work day for you. So if you want to meet on Friday, I would expect an email. Otherwise, Friday is a work day. Get all of your stuff done. Get it started to be sent in via email for the E&C pages. Complete the last of your no-read questions, and I think we would be there. If you find that you're having any issues, email me a screenshot and I will answer you directly, and then post whatever those questions are also to Google Classroom for everyone to see. How does that sound, guys?
Pretty good.
Everybody's okay with that idea for Friday work? And if I see that we need to come back, I'll put it in Google Classroom. So, all right. I hope I've answered all of your questions. If not, please email me and I will get back to you. And I will hopefully, if I don't talk to you on Friday, we will meet back the same time on April 13th. Just check Google Classroom whether it's going to be live stream or Zoom. All right. Please have a good day and relax and get your work done and focus and all that good stuff, but please stay safe.